If you're watching this video, there is one reason that you're watching it, and it's because it found you. Now, a lot of times we are so caught up in what we're seeking that often we don't realize the power of things that are seeking us, And I just want to take this video as an open dialogue to kind of just tell you guys how to kind of just go about seeing life from a new perspective and what it took for me to do the same and how that transformed my life. So for me, I always grew up with a lot of like praise and accolades, right? I'm one of those, rare people who I've always, people have always seen this light and this aura in me that for the majority of my life, honestly, probably until maybe like 3-4 months ago, I always tried to run away from. And for the longest time, it felt like the easiest thing to do was to avoid it. It felt like, okay, if I'm meant to be great, I can be that whenever I want to, right? But the thing about me in this particular case or this type of like reality is that greatness doesn't wait, right? It calls upon you. And for the longest time, I would always hang up, and as I got older and matured more, I realized this wasn't just some external randomness. This was God calling me to my purpose. This was God calling me to do more and be more because I am more. But the problem I had was I was too concerned with trying to find what I wanted and not realizing that maybe the thing that I needed was right in front of me. Maybe what God was trying to do was present to me the person I am meant to be. But the thing about life and timing and grandiose things is oftentimes in our life we don't actually we don't actually know who we are. And even if you're told, quote unquote, who you are in a positive light, like for me, like it was never negative. It was always like, hey, there's something special. There's something different about you, right? So I was kind of told I was meant to be something special. But it wasn't until I felt the internal calling and yearning that I realized that I was meant to be. And there's probably many of you out there that can relate to this message, that can relate to the story, that have always had this sort of light or this presence in your life that people have always just felt something about you, right? People have always just can look at you and know that you were meant to be something more than just a regular person, if you will, right? Now, we're all human, but we're not all regular, okay? I want to define that. But maybe you've gone through similar situations where you were running away, and you might actually actively still be running away from the reality of your calling, that you're meant to be more than you are. And I'll be 100% honest because I know it's scary, but the truth is simple. The truth presents itself left and right. The problem that we have as humans and as people is we try to avoid the truth because we're seeking security in our own thoughts. We're seeking security in things that we believe are going to protect us, when in reality we're creating a lie to comfort us. And that's why it's important to understand discomfort and understanding that sometimes you don't need to go out and seek because it's going to find you. Like moving, kind of tapping back into the story, once I started to understand that the life I wanted wasn't something I had to go and find, but instead is something I had to live and become and actively feel and experience, that's what made the shift happen for me. I stopped searching for those opportunities. Instead, I put myself in the frequency of already having an abundance of those opportunities and expecting great results and doing the work and having complete and unwavering faith that any partnerships, any sort of business dealings I was doing was, one, fair, and two, a greater deal for whomever else is involved. And once I started to look at it from this perspective and just truly be grateful for the journey of where I was, where I am, and where I'm headed, it made me have a little bit of peace and made me find some sort of solace in the actions, solace in the what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's not like the redirection, you know? And when I started to stop looking for things, they started finding me a lot easier. So if you've ever felt that sort of calling, or you've ever had some sort of challenge or trial or tribulation, whatever you want to call it in your life, in which you felt that emotion, I would just want to urge you to do one thing. I want you to let go of any sort of preconceived notion. I want you to let go of old identities that don't serve you anymore. I want you to let go of the baggage and just give yourself grace to then go out and become the person you're meant to be. You know, just do the things that the future version of yourself will be thankful for. You know, like doing the actions I'm doing right now, making these videos and talking to you guys and building a community, which is, you know, you guys can find in the description or in my bio, of like-minded people, and just trying to pour as much value as I can into everybody and just give a life, you know, just kind of like foster a space for you to grow and an environment for you to grow in and give you practical advice. You know, me doing this right now, I know I might not see the returns on this right away. Like right now on this YouTube channel, I have 4 subscribers, you know, and I started this channel a year ago. I hadn't posted very consistently until now, but it's just having that understanding that the things you do today, the future self will thank you for. And so if there's, God willing, you know, time keeps moving, if there's a version of yourself that you want to be, and say, for instance, you wish to be successful, you're already in that frequency. You know, success doesn't present itself, it unravels, right? And that reminds me of something I said in a different video where I was describing the fact that whenever you are going through life and you're going through your trials and tribulations, just because something doesn't happen when you want it to happen doesn't mean it's not happening, you know? And failure, here's what I was getting at, guys. Failure isn't the opposite of success. Failure is part of the process to success. And if you can find comfort in understanding that every misstep that you make is actually a step toward the thing that you want, then I feel like it'll allow you to have peace and not searching for anything. It'll give you peace and understanding that the thing that you're looking for is looking for you just as much. And all you have to do is go out there and believe it. You know, go out there and take the actions that are going to put you in the frequency and the place to receive it. And I think if you start thinking from that perspective and you just trust every day in yourself and have unwavering self-belief, that you'll wake up one day and have checked off every list that you've ever set for yourself. And you'll be like, wow, all it took was me looking within and understanding I already had everything I needed to be the person I wanted to be. There was no need for me to go run and search for anything because it was already within me. And that's what I'm gonna leave you guys with today. That's pretty much the message. Again, like I said, if you guys want to join the community, it's down below or in the bio. So you guys have a great day. Hopefully this gave you a new perspective shift. And I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.